All right, so bear with me. This is an impromptu session. As usual, got to reposition stuff so that you can see. So let's move this tray of plants, tray of life. Oh, let me go down there for a minute. And we'll get you up here. Right. So you can see what's on. Oh, like new backdrop, covering like the rubbishy, like scuffed up bit of wall, and nothing much, just a little bit of something to brighten the place. Right. So last month, bought a couple of guitars. Bought the Strat here, the snakeskin. I love this guitar, And got the classical, well, the flamenco, the super duper. This month, because we're now getting to the end of like studio voices for guitars, all that remains now really is a hollow body of some kind, so like a 335, a Floyd Rose, a floating trem guitar, something with a floating trem, and possibly a 7-string, and or baritone. I think I'd like a 7-string. So there's really not much left now. The only thing aside from that is I would buy any amount of stupid heavy metal guitars if the price was right. Your Warlocks and your V's and your Explorers and your all those types of things. I love those sorts of things. But anyway, so I got a baby orange, as you can probably see. Now that thing's fantastic, absolutely wonderful. I'll do a proper rundown on that. But it's a really fun little amp. I've had it for 24 hours, and it's a lot of fun. I'll have a great time guiding you through that. But that has to win the award for the best designed, best put together baby practice amp of all time. Because astonishingly, what it isn't is a practice amp with orange written on it. Like, that's a proper little tool in its own right. I wasn't, because this, obviously this is my space and it is tight. Space is tight. So the ability to get like little 1-watt amps and stuff is very popular now. To get these like, to get these tones in a size that's small enough. To get me, so yeah, very much on the hit list is the big four, and getting something that's representative of the brand. So, and I'm very, the orange is definitely that. It's very representative of the orange sound. It's it's interesting, but as a practice amp, there are things that are way better features. If you just want a practice amp, something that sounds good for the bedroom, there are things with like effects and like way loads of features. That's short on features, but what it's high on is a proper, interesting sound. The ones that it's got two. You're balancing with two like gains essentially. You've got a volume, and then you've got two gains, and so you turn one gain all the way up and one all the way back, and then vice versa. They're two totally different sounds. So in between that, there's this wonderful. It's a real interactive and extremely variable way of doing a gain section, and that's clearly a lot of fun. What I didn't expect was the clean channel to sound so good clean with a lot of headroom. I thought that would break up really soon. Actually, an awful lot of headroom for such a tiny little 6-inch speaker. All in all, that is, I can't speak more highly. It's I'll do a video about it. And I just literally got back from the town picking up this, which was bigger than I remember. I went to my normal guitar broker, which is basically a furniture shop, a second-hand store where I live, and in the town where I live, and didn't have any guitars this month that I fancied. Anyway, I found another shop, a similar thing, and from there I saw an amp, and it's like 25 quid. I was like, I'll definitely have that. Didn't want to take it there, and then it was buried under a shitload of stuff. It's like, oh, it definitely works. I'm like, cool, I'll come back and get it tomorrow. Anyway, I thought it was just a practice amp. It looked small in the shop, but actually it was 30-watt thing. And here it is. And so I just lumped this from downtown. And this is actually not bad. Now, what this has got that's interesting, it's got your high and low input. That's always an interesting thing. Always try those. But this is 2-channel, okay? Double channel, and it's not a clean channel and a dirty channel. You've got a gain and a volume, and a gain and a volume. You've got 2 identical channels, which you can set up as dirty or as clean as you like. That's very cool. That's a very interesting way of doing it, don't you think? Like, that's very versatile. And so what you have is you have like 2 independent channels, completely, gain and volume, completely dial-inable. And there's your switch, one or the other. You've got then you've got your EQ bank, okay? And then you've got a presence and reverb. And it's a proper reverb tray. Like, there's a reverb tray in there. 25 quid. Yeah, mate. Fucking alright. 30-watt. All works. It's a nice construction. Another thing, made in Korea. So I'm going to put this at about 20 to 25 years old. I don't know what it is. HR could be anything. So I don't know what it is. It looks kind of cheap. These, like, I like it. It looks cool, but I bet this wasn't like it. It's not something, it's not going to be like, I don't know. I mean, but it's all right anyway, and it sounds good. I'll demonstrate this as well with the orange in another episode. I really came just to sort of waffle a bit. And anyway, I'm going to have to lose the books off my desk here. As you can see, there's an area here, and it's a load of books, and they're going to have to go. I'm going to have to stuff them down behind this chair that I'm on. For the meantime, and then this will go up on the desk because I've got nowhere to put it. So yeah, as I say, getting to the end now on the various guitar voices, and so starting now to get the backline voices, because at the end of the day, I've already got my gig amp. And some. I mean, I'm all about Fender clean. It's like I've gone on about this at length, and various iterations there. Like I could easily not get another amp ever in life and be perfectly happy enough there. But at the same time, much as I, could totally live without a traditional Strat and a traditional telly, I could totally live without those things. They are really useful and a very specific tonal voice in the studio. And so, like, some of the amps that I'll be getting are the same sort of thing. But yeah, if Marshall did a little Marshall, like Orange do the little Orange, that, and none of them do. Like, that's really the only one. You see, this is the problem. The Marshall is just a really nice little practice amp with a Marshall logo on it. It's not a Marshall. It doesn't, when you crack it, it doesn't sound, oh, that's the Marshall sound, because it isn't really. It's all right, it's good, but it's not. So the little Marshall I'm having trouble with, and to be honest, in the price range that I'm looking at, the only thing that makes any sense at all is the code, like the little code amps, because that has like in-house Marshall like modeling system. It's like they're like budget Kemper sort of idea. Now that makes sense to me. That's a good way of doing it. And I do find that companies model themselves better than anyone else. I don't know whether that's because of, like, they've got all the engineering data, whether that's part of it. But it's like I do find that, like, say Fender amps, like the Fender amp, the modeling on it, it does model other Fenders better than it models anything else. And even the same on the Cosm engine. It's like, if you're going into the amp models, where it's like the jazz chorus and that, wow. Um, and the same with the Vox. Like the Vox, all the modeling on that, it's like anything that if it's a Vox that it's modeling, it sounds fucking brilliant. It's really authentic, especially the tone bender. I mean, I'd argue the tone bender on the 70 quid Vox pedal multi effect, the tone bender on that will give any reissue tone bender a run for its money. Like 300 quid tone bender, reissues. Uh, and I think they could probably get blown out of the water with the model that's on the 70 quid multi effect. And you might think I'm joking, but you know, try it for yourself. I think every guitarist should own a Vox Stomp Lab. 70 quid. It's like, if you're buying a chorus pedal, that might be 70 quid. Well, you've got like a whole pantheon of chorus on that. Why not buy that next time you're going to buy a chorus pedal? And just have a go on it. I mean, every guitarist should have a go because it's got some stuff on there you're not going to find. It's just find other places. I can't really. I'm trying to underplay how much importance that, like, that bloody Stomp Lab has become the cornerstone of my guitar playing. There's a couple of things that it does which are unusual, and I am now completely fucking hooked into something that, well, it's the expression pedal on it. Now, I've always been big on it. Like, my George Dennis is always on. Like, and you inject the tremolo into that's always that was a mainstay forever. Like, that was always, whatever rig I was playing, acoustic, like full on fucking metal, that George Dennis was always there in the mix because it's really transparent, and it's a wonderful tremolo, but it's always there. No switching, like, just inject it with that expression. And all I'm going to say is, like, having anything I like on that injectable expression pedal. I mean, even just reverb, it's like, you must have sort of heard me doing it on other streams where I'm sort of playing, and then it's like, I can track the reverb on a couple of notes and then backing it. And it's like the guitar's moving in and out. It's so dynamic. I don't think I can live without it now because I'm on it all the time. And it usually is like reverb or delay or something, and I'm just injecting it in there. But yeah, I mean, it's incredible what like huge benefit it's had on my dynamic as a player. And it's not very often a bit of equipment is that important, that it makes that much of a difference. And it literally gives you a leg up. You're literally advancing in your quality as a player because of a piece of equipment. That's very unusual, And this fucking cheap ass 70 quid Vox multi effect has actually done that. I can't stress that more. Anyway, I'm going to go deep on the Stomp Lab. There's a chap, I think, from the Philippines who's just bought one, and he's asked some legitimate questions about controlling tone on the fly and stuff, and I have some things to say on that. So I'm going to leave you for now and come back and we'll go in depth on the Stomp Lab. So there's a style of guitar playing I absolutely loathe, but I can't do it, so I've been learning it, and I love it. So I'm going to dial you out on this one. It's not a song or anything. It's just something I'm learning, and it's something I'm sure a lot of people enjoy this style, but I've always hated it. But I'm getting there. I'm learning it. So there'll be another one later on. So I'll catch you then. Very douchey. But I'm going to crack it, and I'll be one of those. I'm so fucking cool, yeah. I bobble my head like David Gray, and fucking I'm everybody's friend at the bar, and I've got short hair. I've never fucking sacrificed anything for the lifestyle of music, and I just like to get my fucking dick sucked by fucking 23-year-old girls, and I'm the shallowest fucking motherfucker alive, and I wear a fanny pack to parties. The type of guitar playing that I just don't like. But I'll master it anyway. Anyway, hope you're well, happy and healthy, and I will see you again later on. Rock on, motherfuckers. Yeah.